Canelo or Crawford?
It's tricky. I want Crawford to win, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. You know, I would like for that to happen, but this guy's a hard puncher. He's a smart fighter. He can move. I'm just curious. I just want to see it. I want to be there to see it.
He feels like this is a ridiculous fight. He states that Terence Crawford moving up 2 weight classes.
Into the fight, I wasn't really I just didn't like the fact that Terence Crawford had to go up 2 weight classes. I just didn't really like that. I mean,
Mike Tyson offers candid take on Terence Crawford facing Canelo Alvarez. Mike Tyson didn't hold back when sharing his thoughts on Terence Crawford potentially moving up to fight Canelo Alvarez. According to Tyson, Crawford has nothing left to prove. He's already cemented his legacy as a legend. Tyson warns that stepping into the ring with a naturally bigger opponent like Canelo is a serious risk, one that could do more harm than good to Crawford's career. Weight classes exist for a reason, Tyson emphasized, adding that ignoring them can stack the odds unfairly. While he fully respects Crawford's talent and accomplishments, Tyson believes the wiser choice is to protect what he's built rather than gamble it all on a high-risk fight.
I just don't think it's a good idea. You know, I don't think, what would he have? I don't know. I just don't think it's a good idea. People have done things crazy like that before. It's just that he doesn't have to do it. He doesn't have to do it.
You posted the other day, there's a picture of you in a Rolls Royce, and you said, the quote is, "I can't remember how many of these I gave away."
Crawford.
It's tricky. I want Crawford to win, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. You know, I would like for that to happen, but this guy's a hard puncher. He's a smart fighter. He can move. I'm just curious. I just want to see it. I want to be there to see it. Because listen, there's been upsets like that before. You know, Henry Armstrong, 124 pounds, he beat the 146-pound champ. So, you know, you never know. Anything can happen when 2 men are in a ring or in a basketball court. Anything can happen.
Mike Tyson blasts proposed Crawford versus Canelo fight. It's ridiculous. Mike Tyson didn't mince words when addressing the idea of Terence Crawford stepping up to fight Canelo Alvarez. Calling the matchup ridiculous, Tyson stressed that weight classes exist for a reason, to protect fighters from exactly this kind of physical mismatch. He pointed out the significant size difference between Crawford and Canelo, arguing that it's simply too big to ignore. In Tyson's view, the fight poses unnecessary risks and could end up diminishing, rather than enhancing, Crawford's legacy. While Tyson holds deep respect for Crawford's skill and achievements, he made it clear he doesn't support the idea of the fight and sees it as both dangerous and unfair.
Think about Terence Crawford calling out Canelo.
You know, I don't like that fight.
Why not?
I don't like that fight. It's just too much weight. You know, and he had a close fight with the last guy he fought, Terence, because this guy was big and he was awkward. He was really awkward. He shouldn't have fought that guy. He should have fought a guy that was just come straight at him. The guy was too awkward.
He's herky-jerky. Yeah.
Dora, one of them.
Yeah.
See, there's it's a missing
knockout. And Mike Tyson, he feels like this is a ridiculous fight. He states that Terence Crawford moving up 2 weight classes is a ridiculous fight, and that he's just simply too small, and he's gonna lose, and lose bad. He feels like he didn't want to say it, but he hinted around he's gonna get knocked out, right? He thinks that, you know, Terence Crawford has skills, he's talented, but he just feels like there's weight class for a reason. Like many people in the sport of boxing, they feel like it's weight classes for a reason. And so, you know, he's not the first person to feel this way. But my thoughts is this. Should Terence Crawford be victorious, as I expect him to, the hype train for Terence Crawford's legacy only gets bigger. Because there's so many people that are doubting Terence Crawford's ability to beat Canelo Alvarez because of the size, right? They feel like this is David and Goliath. And that story, that mythical story, is so big and so legendary is because of the size difference. You had the small little guy, you know, slaying the giant, right? It's just not simply not supposed to happen. And so this just bolsters the myth of Terence Crawford.
Dawoud Bey weighs in on Crawford versus Canelo. A risky gamble respected boxing figure Dawoud Bey shared his insights on how Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez prepare for high-stakes fights, focusing particularly on the differences in their sparring camps. Bey highlighted that Canelo has built a reputation for surrounding himself with elite sparring partners specifically chosen to mimic his upcoming opponents. His camp is known for its precision, crafting intense, strategic sessions that simulate real fight scenarios and exploit any potential weaknesses. Crawford, by contrast, is known for his adaptability and sharp technical IQ in the ring. However, Bey questioned whether his sparring environment fully prepares him for the unique challenge of moving up 2 weight classes to face a seasoned, naturally bigger opponent like Canelo. This comparison, Bey said, underscores just how vital sparring is in preparing fighters for historic bouts. He was clear in his stance. He doesn't support Crawford making the jump to face Canelo. In Bey's eyes, Crawford has already secured his place among the greats, undefeated, a multi-division champion, and widely respected for his dominance. Taking on Canelo, Bey warned, introduces unnecessary risks that could hurt rather than elevate Crawford's legacy. Fans already recognize his greatness. This fight isn't required to prove anything. Instead, Bey views it as a dangerous gamble that may put Crawford at a natural disadvantage he doesn't need to take.
Well, Canelo got a world champion right now in his camp with him with Boots. Well, Boots vacated.
Shakur, though.
Yeah, well, I don't know how much Shakur adds to this. He's a southpaw, and he's a smaller guy. I think that's just sharp brain. That's like if Boots was boxing Celine. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I'm boxing him. My young boy nice, but he don't pertain to the fight necessarily. But everybody don't train like that anyway. Everybody don't look for to have all of their sparring partners be like identical or in the same realm of the person they fighting. Some people, they spar like for sharp minds, so they'll just try to have the best people they can have. So you never know what Bomac and them strategy is right there.
As far as stylistically, who do you feel like has the advantage heading into that? Well, I'm just looking at the sparring partners.
From the sparring partners?
Yeah.
I think Boots not the same as Terence Crawford, right? But I think he has athleticism and he's a switcher and he'll kind of go off for the playbook to do his thing. I think mind state wise, I think Boots is a big help. The guys that Crawford got in there, because
Mr. Martinez cracking.
No, he punching. That's what I'm saying. It's like, I feel like, bro, I don't know who got the best of that.
You ever seen Darrell Valsaint?
I have. You know, I'm a Haitian boy, so you know what I'm saying? But it's just hard. It's hard to, man, I just think the sparring for this fight is elite on both sides. I think that they both taking each other seriously. You could tell that by the sparring partners that they brought in. And I'm just kind of anxious to see the fight. Like going into the fight, I just didn't like the fact that Terence Crawford had to go up 2 weight classes. I just didn't really like that. I mean, being honest, as a black boxing fan, when I take my coaching hat off, like, no, I don't want to see our best fighter have to go up 2 weight classes. I don't like that. But you think about it and you like, well, look, first of all, I don't want to deny that man. I wouldn't want to say nothing or even have it in my heart to deny that man that kind of financial like blessing that he gonna get from fighting Canelo. Not only that, he chased
Gareth A. Davies, Crawford vs. Canelo could be a defining chapter in boxing history. British journalist Gareth A. Davies views the potential Terence Crawford vs. Canelo Alvarez bout as far more than a high-profile fight. It's a moment that could define an era. In Davies' eyes, this isn't just a clash of champions. It's a rare opportunity for Crawford to etch his name alongside boxing's all-time greats. He argues that every legendary fighter faces a career-defining test, one that demands not only skill, but immense courage and ambition. For Crawford, stepping into the ring with a bigger, more established superstar like Canelo could be that pivotal moment. Davies acknowledges the concerns over weight and size, but insists that this fight transcends physical metrics. It's about legacy. It's about how a champion will be remembered when the gloves are finally hung up. He also notes that facing Canelo gives Crawford the chance to silence critics who question the level of competition he's faced or the scope of his accomplishments. While the risks are undeniable, one loss could tarnish an otherwise flawless record. Davies believes that greatness is often forged in exactly these kinds of trials. Ultimately, he sees the matchup as the kind of bold move that transforms champions into icons, fighters whose legacies are defined not just by wins, but by the willingness to chase greatness, no matter the odds.
Levels that he's gone through, the weights that he's gone through, and the opponents that he has been in with. He's come up short against a couple, but he's come through some big challenges as well through his, 65, 66 professional bouts since he was 15 years of age. There's no doubt that this is the biggest test of Terence Crawford's career, not only because of the weight step up, but also because of the level of the opponent. But anybody that's watched Terence Crawford's career knows full well how much talent this young man has. I mean, he is absolutely sensational, both as an orthodox and as a southpaw fighter. You can't really tell which is his favoured side. He's that good, the angles that he creates, and the way that he not only dissects people, but the way that he puts his foot down when he gets somebody hurt is
he's spiteful.
He's truly, truly impressive.
But what he also does, and this is where I think people are making the mistake with the fight with Israel Madrimov last summer in Los Angeles, was that Terence doesn't mind doing enough to win. He doesn't, if he knows he's got to win on points, he's happy to tuck everything neatly in the office and win round by round. It reminds me of Floyd Mayweather. It reminds me of Pernell Whitaker. It reminds me of guys that win with ease without overstretching themselves, that don't have to get in a battle. But when he's got someone hurt, as you rightly say, he's spiteful. I'm not sure he'll get Canelo hurt in this fight. But if his timing and his movement are on, the slightly slowed Canelo, who likes to load up these days, could find himself frustrated by Terence Crawford.
Yeah, and there's also the aspect of when he is behind. I mean, we've all seen that famous clip where he's fighting Sean Porter. Somebody sells him ringside. They've got him down on the cards. He goes through the gears and stops Sean Porter in the very next round. There's also that element to him. He's brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant. But he's also fighting someone that's equally as brilliant. A very different type of style, Canelo.
And a fan favourite.